Coming up on Around San Diego, encampments continue popping up along the San Diego River, causing major concern. Our Shannon Handy shares the story. And the city is making repairs at Sunset Cliffs after an area used by pedestrians started crumbling. Those details also ahead. Plus, the California Attorney General made a big announcement in San Diego this week, how new funds will help go toward preventing gun violence. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We do begin with those experiencing homelessness. Encampments do continue popping up along the San Diego River, and now we're learning the city of San Diego has secured millions of dollars in grant money to help clear them. This week, we got a closer look at one of those encampments, which, as CBS 8's Shannon Handy shows us, has been a concern for years because of how big it is.
It's called the Island, an encampment that sits just underneath the 5 freeway. It's pretty well hidden, which is why a lot of people don't even know it's here, even though it's the largest encampment along the San Diego River. Using a drone, you can see from above what drivers rarely notice below, a large encampment underneath the 5 freeway near SeaWorld Drive. Here, we spotted a collection of tents, furniture, and people cooking food. We even saw some being transported back and forth on a boat, making it appear more like a village than a homeless encampment.
Now there's probably at least 40 people living on the island.
Sarah Hutmacher would know. She's the chief operating officer of the San Diego River Park Foundation. She and her team visit the island twice a week, doing surveys and passing out care kits.
Socks and toothbrush and wipes and snacks.
The foundation first recorded the encampment in the summer of 2020. Though people have come and gone since then, Sarah says it's grown considerably and is now the largest encampment along the San Diego River, contributing to an estimated 20,000 tons of debris.
Right now, it's hard to tell how much of it is trash and how much of it is people's belongings, but we estimate that there's probably about 40,000 pounds of debris on the island.
Sarah says not only is the island an environmental concern, but a health hazard as well, especially during heavy rain.
The island is inundated and people lose hopefully just their property, but it's also just a really dangerous place where there could be potential for even worse things to happen.
CBSA has covered rescues in the area before. Now efforts are underway to clean it up. Collectively, the cities of San Diego and Santee, as well as the county and the Department of Transportation, received a $17 million state grant to address encampments along the San Diego River. $3.6 million of that was allocated to the city of San Diego, a big portion of which will be used for outreach.
The point is not just to get people out of the riverbed and not just to clear an encampment, but to house individuals so that they become sheltered and then remain sheltered.
Kendall Burdett is an outreach specialist with PATH, a nonprofit that works with the unsheltered. His job is to help people on the island find alternative housing options and wraparound services before any cleanup can begin.
Because when people from the riverbed are connected to housing and shelter that's appropriate for their situation, they don't come back.
Outreach will continue over the next several weeks with a full cleanup expected before the rainy season hits this fall. Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Yeah, in the meantime, homeless encampments along the I-15 corridor in City Heights are now gone. The encampments were set up near the Central Avenue Mini Park. It's just 30 feet from a playground. People who are frustrated pushed the city to take action but got no response. Since then, we've learned homeless outreach started at the end of April. The encampments were cleared out last month.
Was 4 outreach specialists and a street medicine team engaging individuals, having conversations, and really understanding like what's going on and how can we help and how can we address this for you and identify housing stabilization plans.
Yeah, the city says so far 18 people went to shelters, 3 have been reunited with family, and 5 have moved into permanent housing, with 8 more people on their way. And we are also hearing from people in Lemon Grove who are opposed to the Lemon Grove City Council's decision to approve a sleeping cabin site there. The first meeting was held on Tuesday after they approved a 70-unit sleeping cabin site for people experiencing homelessness. The room was filled with many people opposed to the council's decision, saying they did not have a say.
Children's schools right there, as well as everything like that. I just think it's a very bad area to put that. And the fact of the matter that we did not even have a chance to even speak our opinion on it or anything like that is appalling.
So the cabins will provide behavioral health support, meals, and transportation. Well, meantime, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is signing off on a community plan update that could add up to 29,000 new homes in University City. The plan was just unanimously approved by the City Council. It's the first update to the community plan since 1987. Supporters say it will help transform the area into something like a smaller downtown San Diego. Mayor Gloria says the plan also offers several parks and recreation opportunities. Critics of the plan, though, have expressed concern this will add too much housing density in the area. Well, right now, the city of San Diego is also working on details for a potential waste collection fee. Voters passed Measure B 2 years ago, allowing the city to charge a fee for waste collection for the first time in San Diego. The proposed charge would apply to single-family homes and complexes with 4 or fewer units. The city's Environmental Services Department is holding open houses for residents to share what they'd like to see, while the city figures out what services to include and how much to charge.
Right now, recycling is every 2 weeks. Would they prefer to have it weekly? Would they prefer to have more options in the sizes of containers that they use each week?
Yeah, so a full list of upcoming meetings and a link to submit input online can be found on CBS8.com. Well, this week, crews worked on emergency repairs there at Sunset Cliffs, hoping to stop dangerous erosion. A cliff along Sunset Boulevard was crumbling in an area frequently used by pedestrians. City crews started urgent work to remove a deteriorating guardrail from the cliff. They built a new guardrail now a few feet inland to better protect it from erosion and make the area safer for people walking by.
Few bad areas. I know they've actually sectioned off parts where you can't walk along the coast anymore down further. And then there's some really bad handrails that need to be replaced that are very sharp, very rusty, and very dangerous.
The city says it is working to implement climate resilient SD. That's a plan to respond and recover from climate change related impacts such as coastal erosion. Well, California Attorney General Rob Bonta was in San Diego this week and said San Diego is considered a success story when it comes to California's gun violence restraining order program. He applauded city leaders for their efforts in removing 3,700 firearms from our local streets. San Diego is also set to receive $4 million from the state to help increase training for law enforcement.
Funding will lead to one of the most significant expansions of gun violence prevention work in California since GVRO laws passed 10 years ago.
Yeah, so City Attorney Mara Elliott there says her office has already trained 39 counties statewide on the program, and she hopes to add more with the new funding. Well, now to emotional testimony from a sentencing hearing for a drunk driver who ran a red light and crashed into a car, killing 2 sisters. Tony Garcia was sentenced to just under 15 years in state prison for the crash that killed Jasmine and Elizabeth Cano back in May of 2023. Jasmine was 23, Elizabeth just 25. She was a mother of 2 and expecting another child with her husband. Garcia ran away from that crash, but did later turn himself in and pleaded guilty to vehicular manslaughter. Dana Moreno, who was also in the car and survived with serious injuries, addressed Garcia in court.
I really want to ask you a question that's been hurting me. Is to know why you took off and left me unable to breathe and my friends agonizing.
Yeah, so Garcia still has not apologized to the victim's family and declined to do so in court. That did not sit well with the judge.
You can't even say, I'm sorry to a mother who lost 2 daughters. You can't say, I'm sorry to 2 young girls that will never have a mother. You cannot say, I'm sorry to a husband or boyfriend that will never have their loved ones again.
My heart. So yeah, Dana Moreno also said in court that she deals with survivor's guilt and PTSD on a daily basis. Well, the alleged sexual assault victim of a former Encinitas Middle School campus supervisor is now suing the school district. A new lawsuit claims the San Diego Union High School District was aware of concerning behavior by the 21-year-old staffer, but failed to act. The lawsuit claims that Omar Hernandez Galena groomed the 12-year-old girl as well as other students, and sexually assaulted her more than once between February and March, both on and off campus.
Have done any number of things to save these kids, and they chose to do nothing.
The San Diego Union High School District says it has not yet received the lawsuit, so cannot comment on it. But they did say when they were made aware of these allegations, quote, "We took immediate action to remove him from employment and work cooperatively with law enforcement so the facts could be gathered and justice may be served," end quote. Now to an update on an encampment at Cesar Chavez in Barrio Logan. We have learned that some of the asylum seekers who were living there have left. Another Port of San Diego police issued notices telling them to leave earlier this week. Some local organizations did step in to assist the asylum seekers, which include families with young children with short-term hotel stays. Port officials say that officers have not issued any citations or made arrests. They also say they are working with their community partners to help get those families the resources that they need. Well, the San Diego Humane Society has reached a new record high in capacity. Right now, more than 880 dogs are under the care of the society, and they say that they need your help finding them a forever home. Through September 10th, adoption fees are now 50% off for every single animal there at the shelter. They are also urging you to get your pets neutered or spayed if they aren't already. Coming up, no secret, rent prices are not cheap in San Diego. So what can you get for just $1,500? We'll have those details and the Panda debut next. Welcome back. So more than 70% of marine biologists are white, making it one of the least diverse fields. But a group in La Jolla is trying to change that. It's called MISS, which stands for Minorities in Shark Sciences. CBS News talked with Carly Jackson, who is one of the co-founders, who says she and 3 other Black women united to erase the feeling of being the only ones in the field.
Think about a shark scientist, you're not going to think about that same man who's been on Shark Week every year. You're going to start thinking about different faces.
Yeah, so MISS is now more than 400 members strong in more than 30 countries. Congrats. You know it, really no secret that rent is expensive here in San Diego, but where you choose to live in the county, of course, can make a difference. CBS 8's Isabella Roberts takes a look at which areas you can get a little more bang for your buck.
Nowadays, it's getting a little hard to stretch your dollar, especially when it comes to living expenses like rent. So how many square feet can you get with a budget of $1,500 a month? Spoiler alert, it's not much.
San Diego comes in at 91. It's ranked that way because of the lower square footage, but its rental rates are such that it's a pretty competitive city.
A study by rentcafe.com takes a look at how much space a renter can get here in San Diego County for $1,500. In the city of San Diego, renters are looking at 442 square feet. That's compared to 543 square feet in Escondido, 510 square feet in Chula Vista, and 497 square feet in Oceanside. Doug Ressler, manager of business intelligence at Yardi Matrix, explains.
Is that the cost to be able to maintain buildings continues to go up. The interest rates, as everyone knows, the expenses, got to make sure that it at least returns profitability. Be how do I optimize the configurations of my 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms.
Just 2 years ago, $1,500 could get you 623 square feet in Escondido and 598 square feet in Chula Vista. Almost a 100 square foot difference compared to current rates. Ressler says for people looking to move to San Diego, a report like this one can be helpful.
Don't look at it for just 12 months because things change. Look at it for at least 12 to 24. And also look at the social amenitization around where you live.
And many people don't mind paying the price to live in a small space if it means they get to live in paradise.
We see people spending less time in their apartments and really, doing things outside. The housing for especially Z-type renters is less that I go there and live there 24/7. It's just a place to keep my bike.
In San Diego, Isabella Roberts, CBS 8.
Yeah, so interesting. And as we say, paradise at a price. Still ahead, our new giant pandas are out for everyone to enjoy. A closer look at their big debut. Well, the moment people around the world have been waiting for has finally arrived. Our two new giant pandas are on display there at the San Diego Zoo. They're so sweet. Yun Chuan and his Panda Ridge pal, Sing Bao, went on display on Thursday, and we were there for all of it. Governor Gavin Newsom even stopped by to welcome our panda friends and declared it Panda Day. And, you know, so much of what they do is all about conservation. So the pandas have even gone from endangered to vulnerable. There are 3 ways to see them. You can scan a QR code once you're inside of the zoo, and then also the standby line like they used to do, and then also a paid walking tour. More information on CBS8.com, but they are here. So what is it about these pandas that make us love them so much? As CBS 8's Steve Price explains, the answer actually involves science.
Thanks to the movie Anchorman, we journalists get a lot of grief covering panda stories.
Great story, compelling and rich.
But here's the thing, pandas are cute. I mean, seriously, look at our newest panda, Yun Chuan. Admit it, you want to give him a big hug, and you know what? It's not your fault, it's science.
They have something about them that really draws people in. And there's a certain term that I think of sometimes called neoteny.
Neoteny is the retention of juvenile features in the adult animal. So even though Yun Chuan is almost 5 years old, he still has baby-like qualities, and that triggers something in our brains that make us want to cuddle and protect him.
There's been a study that shows, you know, babies have bigger eyes and those ears, and it makes us more connected. You want to protect that baby.
Take a look. Yun Chuan's patches here make his eyes look even bigger, and he's got those ridiculously cute big ears right there. And like a human baby, he has a big roly-poly body. So it's not your fault you love pandas, it's Mother Nature's. And you know what? Pandas aren't the only animals that get you this way.
There's another very popular animal here called an axolotl or an axolotl, depending how you want to pronounce it, that also is in that neotenic state. And so they have big eyes, they have fringes, sort of a childlike feature that I think humans really gravitate towards.
Domesticated dogs are another example.
Eventually, through the years of domestication, the wolf started developing larger ears, you know, bigger eyes, a big nose, started wagging a tail. So all these certain features that we invariably have bred into this particular animal because we connect with it.
All of that said, pandas, despite their cuteness, do not make great pets. They can attack when threatened and have sharp claws and teeth.
The pressure of a giant panda's jaw is so powerful. There is some bamboo in the world that has the fibrous strength of low-grade steel, to give an idea of how powerful the jaw of a panda can really be.
The mood is tense. I have been on some serious reports, but nothing quite like this.
And yes, we will be on full Panda Watch mode. Steve Price, CBS 8.
I sincerely hope you have enjoyed all of our painful panda puns, because it has been fun to be on Panda Patrol for months now, and hopefully you can get out and see them for yourself. That will do it for us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take good care.